I've been working on this content around like helping families get prepared because so many people aren't prepared, and it's a really vexing thing because these are people who are preparation oriented. And so I've done a lot of work on that, and I just kind of want to figure out if I can shine some light on that online, like short 30 seconds, like, hey, this is something you should know. This is something you should know. So that's another potential use of this space.
Yeah.
But then also, of course, we have like such a big team, like such a huge decentralized team. And the more we can like develop the muscles to communicate well with them, the better.
Yeah.
And our brand is also super important to us. And so like getting it done well and having it look good is another piece.
Yeah.
I'm going to do probably these with lots of folks. You're just the first because you're here and I need to get you while you're here.
Yeah, true.
But I kind of just want to like highlight and show the personality of the folks on our team, and also a little bit of a window into sort of the culture of the team. So I'm kind of thinking just like little quick interviews that aren't particularly serious, but like probably still need to be anchored to like, hey, I'm Emma and this is what I do, what I do at Commonwise, and this is maybe why I came to Commonwise.
Yeah.
Some of that.
Okay.
Does that feel right to you?
Sure.
Okay,
Sounds
so
good.
introduce yourself.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm Emma. I'm the recruitment manager, senior recruitment manager now.
When was that? When did that happen?
That happened maybe just a couple weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
So, really excited.
And after how long were you here before it happened?
I just hit my 2 years. So,
Yeah.
just about 2 years.
And before you came to us, you were a teacher? Is that right?
Yes. I was an elementary school teacher.
And what grade did you teach?
I did 3rd and 4th.
So which years were that? Were those COVID years or post-COVID years?
All COVID years.
Dang.
Yeah.
So but you were in school COVID years?
Yes. So we wore masks, but we were in school. The last year I taught, we finally were able to take the masks off. But
I always like felt like the healthcare workers were given, like the attention and love they were due for the work that they did. But the second biggest impacted population was definitely teachers.
totally, yeah.
They got eviscerated and abused in lots of ways.
Yes, definitely.
Do you think you might still be a teacher if not for that, or was it just very much not for you, or you were just looking for a change?
I always wanted to be a teacher, so I think possibly, yes. I think COVID changed a lot, and it was unfortunate that my start into teaching professionally was during COVID, so potentially, but I think everything happens for a reason, so...
And was that in Charleston, or was that you were in North Carolina before?
Oh,
you were in New York. I'm
yes.
sorry.
Yeah, well, I taught in Charleston and New York, so both very different experiences too.
Yeah.
And my last one was New York, which kind of was the one that
put you out.
Yeah. So
that jettisoned you
now
from
I'm here.
your profession entirely.
Exactly.
How did we find you?
I found you guys on LinkedIn, and I reached out to Amber, and she responded quickly.
She's gonna. That's such an ego boost for her.
Yeah. Because I had no idea what I wanted to do after teaching, because all I ever knew was education and teaching. And I wanted to try something else out, and started thinking maybe getting into healthcare because I want to help people. I didn't want to do just some random job where I didn't feel like I was helping people or passionate about.
Right.
And I stumbled across Commonwise and the recruiter position. Really liked the sound of it. Really liked the look of like the website and how just, I don't know, comfortable it made me feel.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Our website and our brand is such an interesting part of what we do, and I believe it's like it's certainly a piece where I feel like we're distinguished, but there's always a question of like, how do you assign the value of that? But I kind of feel like it's in lots of subtle ways.
Totally.
So
Yeah.
2 years ago, and had you done any recruiting before that?
No. So, I mean,
Had you ever interviewed somebody?
I don't think so. No,
Yeah.
It was like totally new to me, but I had another friend who was a teacher who left teaching to get into recruiting. So that kind of sparked my interest in it.
Oh, got
Because
it.
she really enjoyed it. So I was like, okay, because I had no direction. I was like, I don't even know what types of jobs to look for. So I started kind of looking at recruiting positions, and then found this one. Yeah.
What type of a recruiting position is this? Like, because it's a different, it's not a traditional,
Totally.
It's kind of a high volume,
Yes.
and certainly hyper competitive.
Yes.
So what do you feel like it takes to do it well? Like what was interesting to you, and what does it take? What has it taken to do well?
It's definitely interesting because it's high volume. So it's not like you're just searching for one person for this one role or whatever. So, yeah, I mean, I think it just takes being personable. It takes being organized and motivated because you're talking to a lot of people all the time. So you've got to kind of get the message across quickly and well and be able to gauge them well. So I think also just being able to be like emotionally intelligent, I guess, reading people easily and quickly. For me, I try to get comfortable with the candidate in the interview at first so that I can automatically kind of make them feel like they can be themselves so I can see who they truly are because most people are nervous in interviews
Totally.
and aren't themselves. So I try to make them feel like, hey, it's not that serious. Like, I just want to get to know you a little bit. So I feel like our relationship starts kind of in the interview. And then after that process, just talking to them all the time. One of my favorite parts of my position is onboarding because it's like a little bit of education too. I'm kind of teaching them through some things and you really get to know them at that time. You get a lot of face to face with them and they're, it's fun to see them kind of slowly crack their shell. They always start off a little anxious and nervous, quiet, and then slowly they'll get comfortable. And
What makes you like close your notebook and say like, definitely this is a yes?
hiring the person. Oh gosh,
Are
it's
there
hard to
are there
explain
moments
in
like that?
words.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I feel like it's hard to put in words because it's something I feel more than I could explain. It's
Sure.
just like you can just sense when somebody really is genuine and cares about what they're doing and they're doing it because they want to help and not just because they need a job and whatever else. So I feel like it's a feeling. You can just feel when somebody you kind of click and you feel like they would be a good fit and they really enjoy caregiving like to their core.
That's compelling to me in this context because like we as an organization add value to families in several ways, in several core ways. And what you do is maybe the load bearing pillar of all of those ways. They are effectively saying we're going to hire Commonwise, and they are outsourcing the really, really hard job that you do, boiling the ocean, to borrow a consulting term, like to candidates, attracting them in, compelling them to come, making the right selections. And I just hope that you know that, like that, it's obviously a big responsibility. It's like a privilege and a service to families that I'm sure like day to day is hard to remember, but your job is really hard. It's really hard to like, and I know that we also talk about, and it's part of our practice to be really aggressive, ambitious, in sort of filling the top of the funnel with highly qualified candidates.
Right.
So is that, I wonder, do you have consciousness of that as you do your work?
Totally. I mean, because it is a really big job. And I think about it like for myself, if I were to ever have to hire somebody to take care of a family member of mine, you want them to feel safe with that person, comfortable, and like that person actually cares. And it's not just one of the many people they're taking care of on a daily basis. So, I mean, I'm always thinking about that when I'm interviewing. I want it to be somebody who is going to do a good job because it's not an easy job.
It is not an easy job.
Yeah.
It's kind of a wonder that people are wired in that way. And yet every single day we meet them, and there are so many folks that have dedicated either their life or a portion of their life to care for a stranger who's not always particularly kind.
No, yeah.
Who's, who doesn't want to have care, in their space with the changing dynamics and in what feels, I'm sure at times like isolation. It's an amazing act of love or sacrifice to do the work.
Yeah. No, it's been amazing to see just even the amount of applicants you get for the position is like, wow, it's awesome that this many people want to help and do this job because it's not easy.
You have an interview in 10 minutes, so I'm going to
Yes.
ask you several rapid fire pseudo silly questions.
Okay.
What's something ridiculously small that brings you disproportionate joy?
Buying coffee. Out.
Out.
Yes.
Being out and consuming coffee.
Yes.
Which app would you miss the most if your phone disappeared tomorrow?
Unfortunately, TikTok.
Yeah. Wow. TikTok is it's just too
It's
good.
too
It is
good.
too good. Are you a talk to the dog like it's a person type or just feed it type?
Definitely talk like it's a person.
Yeah. Did we establish whether your car has a name yesterday?
Jeremy. Yes.
All right, we're going out on Jeremy. Thank you for doing this.
Yes, of course. Thanks for having me.